Hey, what's up? This is Scott with Logout Tutorials, and in this video, we're going to fix the other problem that I talked about at the beginning of the previous video, where when the user logs in, they're not automatically redirected to their recipe book. So in this video, upon login and log out, they're going to have some automatic redirects that are going to take them where they need to go. So let's get going on that right now. Okay, so at the end of the last video, we saw that when you click sign in here, we can enter our login information. And when I sign in, I'm held onto this page. If I were to refresh, sure, it's going to take me to the recipe book, but that's not really what our users would want to see when using the site. So what we need to do is add some callbacks. Now, luckily, we already added this package, or at least you should have if you copied the package list. If you don't, the package we're going to be using is this Gwendol auth client callbacks. So check your Meteor folder and your packages file to make sure that you have this auth client callbacks package in your project, or else this tutorial will not work for you. Cool, so let's head to our routes file, and we're going to be using these callbacks. Now, FlowRouter recommends that you handle this stuff at a template level. However, personally, I prefer to keep all of my templates or layouts sort of clear of that kind of stuff and have that being taken place in the router. You can do this based on your own preference. However, in this example, we're going to be showing you what exactly this takes to make this happen at the routing level. Okay, so now at the routing level, what we can do is come to the top of our router, and what we can add is some code that's going to be checking for the login and log out. So what we can now with that package is we can say accounts.onLogin. Now we're going to be passing in a function here. Now this function isn't going to necessarily contain anything, it's just going to have our curly brackets here. Now this is going to get called when the user is logged in. So obviously what we want to do here is we want to move the user when they're logged in to their recipe book page. So I'm going to copy this line from down here that says flowrouter.go recipe book. I'm going to paste it in up here on login because at the moment that the user's logged in, we want them to redirect to the recipe book. So let's head back to our page. Let's log out here and let's go to the home page and let's sign in. So now upon signing in, we should be able to see that I'm automatically redirected. So as you can see, the moment I hit login, I was taken to the recipe book page, which is really great because obviously that's what the user would want to see happen. They don't want to sign in and then just sort of wonder what's going on. Now, in addition, we want the same thing in reverse to happen with the logout state. So let's head back to the routing code and let's copy this line here exactly, paste it in. And as you would expect, we have accounts.login, but we also have accounts.log out. Now keep in mind that these methods are only available with that package. So make sure you have that package that we discussed earlier in your packages file so that way that you can use these correctly. Now we have flowrouter.go recipe book. Now let's go ahead and change this to home. When you log out, we want to send you home instantly. So here's our final code. It's looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and check out our page. So now when we refresh our page, you're going to be greeted with an error. It says no method on logout. Now what we need here is, because this code needs to run purely client side and our routes.js file is inside of our lib and not inside of our client folder, if we were to put this code inside of a file inside of our clients folder, then this would have been fine. However, what we want to do is, because to me this fits more with the routing code and that's maybe where I would look for it. I mean, this is a personal preference thing at this point. What we're going to need to do is to wrap this in an is client. So I'm going to tab it over one and I'm going to do the if and then parentheses Meteor dot is client. Okay. Now let's go ahead and bracket that off like so. So now this onLogin and onLogout is within the client code here. So it's within this is if Meteor is client. And now when we head back to our page and refresh, we should be able to see this actually working how we wanted it to work. So you can see we're logged in at this point. We're on our recipe, we're on our menu, whatever. These links don't exist yet, but when we click sign out here, we're immediately taken to the home page, which is exactly what we wanted to see. Cool, so we now have this working. We log in, we're redirected to the right place. We log out and we're redirected to the right place. You can see upon logging in once more, yeah, redirected back. And now likewise, because of the last video, if we try to visit a page like the home page, we're redirected to where we want to go. Cool, so this should make your application feel a bit better for your users and direct their attention to where it needs to be directed. In the next few videos, we're going to talk about our menu and our shopping list, and we're going to get this thing going. So as always, this is Scott with Level Up Tutorials. If you have any questions or comments, if you comment in the video, hit me up at Twitter or Facebook at Level Up Tutorials. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to help support Level Up Tutorials, check out store.leveluptutorials. There are digital series to download, there are t-shirts, there are stickers. I would love it if you would help support and keep these tutorials free. So as always, this is Scott Tolinsky, and thanks for watching. Bye.